Hi, and welcome to another episode of Bespoke Architects Daily Pinup. I'm Nicole Walters, Director of Bespoke Architects, and I'm about to show you what inspiring architectural images made our Pinterest boards today. There's a really diverse range of projects that have made our boards today for very different reasons. The first image I'm about to show you here, I really initially liked the material palette of this and the cantilevered form, and then I realized as I was looking at the image in detail today that it's actually car parking. We can see the motorbike parked up here, and we can see the driveway is that beautiful mix of grass and concrete. I really like that as a driveway solution. It does allow water to disperse in amongst the concrete open paving. So that was just a really clever solution from that project that I liked. This little project for me, it was all about that pivot door. It's just exquisite. This is a small shipping container style shed, I guess, that you could just transport and plant into the landscape. They're calling it a cabin, but I just really liked the end of it being a pivot door slash wall. From the another project, a tiny little project that caught my eye is this mountain refuge. It's just that beautiful double skillion shape that I like. Overall, the end wall is glass, and then we can see the inside fireplace and the outside fireplace. It just looks so romantic in that image. And from internally in that project, their kitchen sink, quite a great little layout for joinery. I mean, they've been really creative rather than being off the shelf kind of elements. So I like that timber sink, the depth to it. Then these unique storage situations that they've created under it. And again, the material palette on the inside is beautiful. And we see that carried through to the bathroom. So we can see this amazing vanity basin. The depth of that is almost, a giant bucket. And then we have a shower at the end of that, and it's all that beautiful cedar lining. So I just thought that was lovely. Moving scale now all together, the big family house. It was this asymmetrical roof line that really caught my fancy. This is it from sort of the public side, the private side rather. So we've got like glass wall, a lot of glass walls happening on the ends of these gable roof forms. And then to the street, it's this image here, and we can see it's far more solid with that timber and much smaller scale windows, or if they are large windows, they're above street level. So you don't get that feeling of people looking in, but rather you're looking down. Internally, I really liked their staircase. I just found that like a really beautiful staircase. The way not only the staircase material and balustrade, but the walls and the ceiling for that whole staircase void was all the same. And then you can see when you get to that upper level, it changes to a beautiful crisp white. So I really thought that was lovely. And then their couch just looked like a lolly. I used to eat chewing gum when I was a kid. So PK, I think it was called, chewing gum. That's what that couch reminds me of to look at. That said, it does look really, really comfortable and super interesting. So that's why that pin is on the board today. The Black Perch House, for me, they just did some really creative things with their joinery. I really liked this built-in sort of seat that we've got in a solid wall. So it's like a little reading nook, I guess, and we've got some storage next to that, but you can see that it's quite connected to that sort of communal kitchen space, and it's got some beautiful natural light next to it. From that same project, this sort of built-in day bed come desk area, again with some beautiful natural light and a beautiful material palette. That is why that is on the board. This project here was a protective roof structure over a natural wonder. I believe it was in Thailand. I just really liked the way that integrated the vines to sort of grow down and disguise the roof, and they're sort of like gills, or yeah, like little gills, I guess. So I just really liked that as a design solution. What else was there? This apartment building, I just really liked the island bench. I found that interesting. This inlaid tile floor is almost like a mat happening under that wet area. Curious again about this style of range hood. We can see it's quite a long way from that cooktop, far more than the usual 600 or 700 mil that we do here in Australia. That's looking to be a good, sort of metre and a half. I do wonder whether that comes down or whether that extraction is adequate that far away. It's again something that I haven't seen done here in Australia, and I'm curious visually. I'm not loving the silver on the ornate ceiling. That's just a personal preference. Then there was 10 new living room designs for inspiration. I really liked this particular mezzanine insertion in this double void space, and we can see it's quite industrial looking. It's a material palette personally I find appealing, and then the way they've integrated that sort of mezzanine level into that is beautiful. And then finally, this particular house, I just love that screen material that we see from the outside, the way it looks when it's lit from the inside. I felt like it works really well with the brick. I mean, it is a lot of brick. Again, I think it was obviously not in Australia, in an Asian country where, you know, concrete is a more predominant material than what we see here. And I just really like the way they'd managed to make it feel light and airy as opposed to really heavy and drab. And then this is the view of it from the inside, where the stairs we can see here running behind that sort of wall on the lower level. We see them from the inside, and I really liked the staircase as a concrete structure, but again, the way that those screens, how they appear to let the translucent light in, is really, really lovely. And that is all the inspiring images from today's daily pinup. There is a lot more to pin, but I have run out of time, so there's a lot more to come tomorrow. I look forward to talking to you then. Until then, I leave you with another image of the facade of Bespoke Derbyshire house number 4. As you've probably picked up if you've been watching this YouTube channel and this particular series for a while, I am all about the line. So you can see here the head height of the garage door, the head height of the front door meets with this feature rebate in the bare stone cladding that we've got on this house. And again, the line of the flashings all match. So for me, lines are particularly important in design and a detail that I really enjoy working on. So thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Bespoke Architects Daily Pinup. Until tomorrow, take care. Thanks. Bye.